Welcome back. We got our final guest in the studio here with us, and it's a very interesting interview we're about to have. Now, note, the world belongs to technology and tech. Now, for Tech Today, we have Assistant Professor, yes, you heard me right, Assistant Professor Oluwaseun Fadiya, who is an information system expert, lecturer, and international editor. He helps business owners build compliant, defined information securities and business systems to automate business processes and retain top-notch employees. He will be discussing 21st century internet applications. You are welcome, Mr. Fadiya.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Dr. Fadiya.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, you're not the doctor I call when I'm ill. You're the doctor I call when I need to expand my business.
Yeah, academician.
Okay. Interesting.
Right.
It's good to have you here. So
Thank
we're talking
you for having me.
Internet and the 21st century application.
Yeah.
First off, I would have thought that it was a very ordinary, normal topic because we are well vested in tech and the internet these days. But if there is a need for people like you to explain that topic to us, then there must be something we've been missing out on. But let's already dive into it and let's talk about this.
Well, internet is so deep. I mean, probably we haven't even reached 40% of what it entails here in Africa, to be specific, in Nigeria. I believe that intranet and extranet is one of the important phase of technology that Nigeria has been so focused on. I mean, the fintech. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when I say intranet, I mean within a certain organization.
Okay.
And when I say extranet, I mean something that goes campuses or locations of certain organizations. So basically, internet is so deep that all we see is just the application and the benefit it gives. But in order for us to be a country that is going to be reckoned with, we had to go deeper than just the face or the surface of internet. For example, we have what is called deep web. You know, that is a second tier or architecture of internet. And we also have the dark web, which can simply be called darknet. You know, I believe Nigeria is still scratching surface in the aspect of the deep web. So when we talk about deep web, we're talking about, for example, the algorithm of Google search is something that is, based on deep web, where you query the database and then you get response of a certain refined, answers. Well, that's fine, but, where the main thing is being done, the innovations that we see in this 21st century, it's actually in the dark net.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was a dangerous place to go, to the dark net.
Well,
I'm a bit confused because when you hear Western world talk about the dark net, they're always talking about crime and hacking and stuff like that. So I'm a bit confused when you talk about the advantages for African internet use and for businesses. Yeah,
definitely. Technology, as good as it is, it also has its exposure, especially the bridging of our privacy, for example, is something that had been, spoken about, especially for the past 10 years. For example, innovation of RFID, is something that it's all around of Internet of Things. We don't see them, but they are in operation. So then our, privacy is being breached. So when we talk about dark nets, as much as, the, disadvantages may be there, we also have, that's why it's altogether World Wide Web, we also have the advantage as to what we can do with it.
So how can businesses take advantage of the dark web now? And what are we not doing right currently in the Nigerian environment, internet sphere?
That's right. Basically, first of all, we need to understand the knowledge area of internet. We need to be able to understand well our planning and monitoring, for example, elicitation and collaboration. And when we are able to do these things, it gives us a good advantage to have a wonderful requirement for life cycle management. And when we have a life cycle management that is, solidified in the 21st century operation of internet, then we'll be able to have, what I call the strategic analysis, which helps us to know what are the part of the internet that is going to do us good, and how do we dive into it? For example, we have so many infrastructures that is being brought into the country by experts, but I think it's not enough just to have the expert here in Nigeria. It's also enough to create a kind of atmosphere where, you know, the brains in Nigeria or all over the nooks and crannies of the world will come on the table and begin to annex, you know, what advantage internet have for us.
So you talk about these brains and them convening on a table, harnessing what data that we can gather and see how it's to our advantage. But I just said a word there, data. Data is very important. Harnessing these information will actually give you an idea of how you can advance with whatever procedure or whatever project that you want to put the internet to. But in Africa, in Nigeria, do we actually concern ourselves with these data? Do we have institutions or policies that make it require that we gather these data and further study or research them so that they can be of advantage to our businesses?
That's right. Already we are datas, yeah? Because, you know, everything has to do with datas. Like the live stream show is data.
Yeah,
some people stream live right away, and they make use of data. When we send pictures from one device to another, they are all data. Well, but to your question, importantly, in order for us to take advantage of data, we first of all need to sit down, and I come back to strategic analysis. What is the population of Nigeria, for example?
We don't know.
200 million plus, as far as I know, 2019.
Yeah, true.
So if that be the case, then we can drive internet as an African hub. Why? Because our population is an advantage for us to be reckoned with, even in the field of, you know, technology. Because actually, data drive technology, and the people drive data. So in order for us to have a better use of the data, either in businesses, small-scale businesses, large, or in any ramifications of life, it is very important to really sit down and map out how we can take advantage of our population. All right, definitely we need to have a power supply that will power, you know, I mean, the technology or the research that we bring about to this technology.
I'm wondering, the penetration of internet in Nigeria is a very funny one, because you have locations where you have plenty use of internet, the penetration itself, and then other areas where there's little or none at all. Is that I'm thinking that it must be of a disadvantage to this kind of data gathering, and the people therein or businesses that might be in these places where there is no penetration at all. Just a thought, I'm wondering how that affects the grand scheme of things.
Well, first of all, before I come to how it affects, we need to understand that also, in order for us to become a giant in technology, infrastructures need to be on ground. And these things are not what you come about just like that. For example, when telecommunication comes in, you see installation of different telecommunication mats in different locations that, you know, it needs to collect data and be able to link people together. The same it is for technology to be specific internet. But all that needs to be done is just to, you know, be able to continue to, you know, bring in investments, not just bringing in investment, also having a better governance, you know, a kind of regulations that would not just help the internet to thrive, but also help the users to be guided and also, you know, kind of invest.
So you'd say that we are on the right track as Nigeria or as Nigerian businesses. Are we doing this correctly? Are we on the right track?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. There are several experts. I was in the office of a former...
You're going into a story there, but I think you already hit the nail where you said that we are on the right track. I wish we had more time where we could go into more in-depth information about this. But I wanted to let you know that all the while we've been talking, we actually have been having something ready for you in the kitchen, and would like you to come and you know, do a little research on that one and gather data as well. So, Mr. You want to come over, Natido?
That would be internet of everything.
There you go.